Mark Wahlberg has been involved in many great action, comedy, mystery, and thriller movies, yet there's one he's singled out as his most enjoyable. As a rapper-turned-actor, Wahlberg got his start with the hip-hop group Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch in the 1990s but has since carved out a career as one of Hollywood's most notable stars. With a filmography that boasts performances for all-time great directors like Paul Thomas Anderson, Tim Burton, Michael Bay, David O. Russell, and more, Wahlberg has plenty of choices when it comes to picking his most satisfying role. Although his ultimate choice was perhaps the most acclaimed filmmaker he's ever worked with, he looked back fondly on his lone Martin Scorsese movie. While Wahlberg may be readily associated with action hits like Patriots Day, fan favorites such as Ted, or franchise films like Transformers, his most enjoyable movie was a Best Picture-winning favorite with audiences and critics alike. There's a lot to love about Wahlberg's career, but it's clear he looks back on one particular movie with an extra sense of fondness. Mark Wahlberg called The Departed the most enjoyable movie he's worked on. This Martin Scorsese movie earned Best Picture and Best Director at the Oscars. In an interview with the UK motoring-themed show Top Gear, Mark Wahlberg reflected on his career and stated that Martin Scorsese's The Departed stands out as his most enjoyable movie. With a star-studded cast including Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, and Jack Nicholson, Wahlberg was in incredibly esteemed company for this Best Picture-winning film. However, Wahlberg also felt a personal connection to The Departed, jokingly stating, "I've had a lot of experience with the Boston Police Department." In a clever nod to his controversial youth that saw him charged with a felony for violent attacks, Wahlberg said, "Playing a cop instead of being arrested by them was a lot of fun." Wahlberg played Staff Sergeant Sean Dignam in The Departed, one of the police officers who recruited DiCaprio's Billy Costigan to infiltrate Frank Costello's crew and gather information on his criminal syndicate. In the end, it was Dignam who confronted and killed Damon's Colin Sullivan, who had been acting as a mole within the police, funneling information to Costello. As a powerful story dealing with the contradictory nature of identity, The Departed was yet another cinematic masterpiece from Scorsese that was elevated by an outstanding ensemble cast, including Wahlberg's great performance. What started as a loose remake of Hong Kong crime drama Infernal Affairs ended up as one of the most acclaimed films of the 2000s. Mark Wahlberg made the comment in 2008, but it's hard to imagine any of his subsequent movies topping The Departed. Wahlberg's output has been uneven in the years since. Wahlberg ranked The Departed as his most enjoyable movie while promoting Max Payne back in 2008, but it's hard to think of any subsequent films that may have taken its place in the years since. While Wahlberg has continued to do interesting work, seeing him collaborate with Scorsese remains a career highlight and bright spot in his filmography. Although Wahlberg has had some great movies in the years since, including cult favorite comedies like The Other Guys or impressive dramatic turns in works like The Fighter, he's also languished in some disappointing releases, such as the Transformers sequels. With this in mind, it's no surprise that Wahlberg would single out his time working with Scorsese. Wahlberg has kept busy since 2008 and often stars in multiple movies in the same year. While this means he has a lot of roles he can look back on, quantity does not always equate to quality. As an actor with as many misses as he has hits, The Departed remains the crown jewel in Mark Wahlberg's filmography.